Fire Emblem. Engage.
Glad you're here.
When I was little, Queen Lumera gave me flowers for my birthday. They were these real pretty white flowers.
Lumera was especially passionate about growing them.
Windflowers. I'll have to remember that.
Queen Lumera once made a gift of windflowers for me as well.
Oh, was it your birthday too?
No, there was nothing special about the occasion.
Oh. Maybe it was her way of saying, "Good work, my loyal retainer."
Perhaps. Such gestures were typical of our queen. The garden where she tended her windflowers was trampled into mud during the battle. Thinking about it now, I wish I had spent more time with the queen.
Well, we all have regrets. Nothing to do with them but keep moving forward. It's up to us now to keep our people safe, just like Queen Lumera used to.
What's that you're doing, Zelkov?
Hello, Divine One. I am melting wax with which I will produce candles.
Oh, wow. Is candle making a hobby of yours?
You could call it that. I prefer to think of it as a pursuit through which to kill time.
Kill time?
Some say you kill time until time kills you. That is my philosophy.
I had no idea you were such a profound thinker, Zelkov.
Not at all. I may speak in a way that suggests a deeper meaning, but rarely is that actually the case. It is simply another way of killing time. Idle amusement, nothing more.
Wow.
What is it? Your eyes are possessed of a most curious twinkle.
I guess I just find your outlook fascinating. It's a whole new perspective to me. Somehow it feels like you know a lot of things that I don't.
You are interesting. Perhaps next time we chat, I will show you an interesting place.
Now I'm curious.
I will keep the nature of it a surprise for the time being.
All right. I look forward to it.
Can I talk to you, Ivy?
Certainly, Lady Vale.
I just want to say, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry my papa made your father go mad.
Don't do this.
I understand he was a gentle king who took good care of his people and his family before If it weren't for my father, he'd still be with his family. With you.
Please, no more. The past is past. There is no use dwelling on it.
I know you feel that way, but
You owe me no apologies. Your father's sins are not yours to bear.
I don't feel like that's true. Please, I have to do something.
Stubborn, aren't you? In that case, I shall think of some penance you can perform when next we meet.
Thank you. I'll do whatever you ask.
You may come to regret those words.
Do you remember when you gave me the Dragonstone?
I wish I could say I did. But everything from before I woke up is hazy.
Well, you and I met just one time, 1,000 years ago.
We only met once?
Mm-hmm. All of our siblings had died in the war. You were the only one to survive. And you came to see me. I was very young then. Frail and frightened, and you handed me the Dragonstone. You told me that you couldn't stay by my side, but that you were still with me, no matter what.
Oh, so I said that to you. All that time ago.
You did. The Dragonstone is shattered, but it was my protective talisman for a very long time. I held it close when Mama died, and when Papa returned and said horrible things to me, I knew that as long as I had the Dragonstone, I could be strong and hold on until I saw you.
Vale,
Even if you can't remember what you did, I am still so grateful. If you hadn't given me the Dragonstone, we never would have found each other again.
I'm grateful too. To think you held me in your heart all those years. Without you, Vale, I wouldn't be standing here right now.
Now that we're reunited, we'll be together forever, right?
That's right. Nothing can separate us ever again.
You're looking a bit grim, Celine. Problems?
Ah, Divine One. Do you remember the tea we enjoyed together the other day?
It was so good that I'm not likely to forget it anytime soon.
It would appear that shipments of those leaves are becoming a favorite target for highwaymen. Changing the trade routes has made little difference. Each day brings more victims.
That's awful.
I am not often called on to intervene directly in matters such as these, but this is an emergency, and no one in Firene knows more of tea than I. So Mother has requested that I handle the problem, personally.
How do you feel about that?
I suspect it may be part of my education. Even if my brother is first in line for the throne, I am still Princess of Firene.
So, what's your plan for dealing with them?
I thought I might drive them off with pranks. Wouldn't it be lovely if things were as simple as they are in folktales? But real life isn't so pastoral.
No, it's not.
I will show no mercy to anyone who causes suffering to the people of Firene, and I will go to any lengths so that my people may enjoy the peace they are accustomed to. Don't look at me like that, Divine One. This is a duty I must bear. Now then, please excuse me. Action must be taken in this matter, swiftly.
Louis! Are you peeping again? Pardon me, Pandreo, but I would never do anything so gauche as peeping. I prefer to think of it as observing from afar.
Oh, well, excuse me. That's nothing at all like peeping. Whatever, bud. If you get bored of not peeping, you're welcome to party hardy with me.
Party hardy?
Yup. You and me can let our hair down and do some good old-fashioned male bonding.
Male bonding. I've wondered lately if that may be something worth observing firsthand.
Well, what do you know? Serendipity.
Quite so. Pandreo, I would be exceptionally pleased to accept your invitation. Let the two of us explore all the ways in which two men may grow ever closer.
How is it you make everything sound suggestive? Anyway, I'm glad you're on board. Though you should know I take my partying seriously. We're gonna shimmy and swing till dawn so you can forget about sleeping.
I shall match you measure for measure, Pandreo.
What a delicious aroma. It smells so fresh and so green.
Yeah, I love the smell of fresh cut grass. Whew! Looks like that's the last of the weeds in the Somnial, which means we're done with our sentinel duties for the day.
Does weeding really count as sentinel duty?
Sure, why not? If we do it, that's what it is. Bandits may not come around here, but the Somnial still needs protecting.
Yes. We have to defend it from the merciless onslaught of weeds.
Oh! Pune, old pal. Don't forget, I'm counting on you to make food for the party.
Leave it to me. As always, I will prepare a flawless banquet.
That's what I like to hear. You're a man among men. You know that?
Think nothing of it. I am glad for any chance to hone my culinary skills.
Oh, that reminds me. I heard there's gonna be a famous food critic there.
Really?
Yeah. It might be a good chance to show her what you can do.
Interesting. In that case, I will prepare an innovative new dish for the occasion. Something that is sure to set the food critic's eyes alight. Be sure to watch for her reaction.
Why don't you come see it for yourself?
I dislike parties. Too noisy, I find. Like a dish with many strong flavors all at once.
Ah, too bad. I guess that's the price you pay for those acute senses of yours.
Just report back to me afterward. That is all I ask.
You got it, good buddy. Can't wait to taste the grub you whip up.
Goldmary, I heard a rumor that some gentlemen callers were asking after you in town.
I'm sorry that you didn't hear it from me, but it happens too often for me to tell you every time.
Oh, I'm not mad. So, what did you do? What did you tell them?
I declined as politely as I could.
That makes sense. I guess you're pretty used to this kind of thing, huh? I mean, this has been happening to you for a while, right?
I'm afraid so. I seem to attract that sort of attention wherever I go. I'm sorry if my natural charisma is in any way an inconvenience to you.
No, that's not what I mean. That kind of stuff just doesn't happen to me, is all.
It will when you're older.
What, like I'm a little kid or something?
Of course not.
Well, I guess I should look on the bright side. You set the standard of charming. I only expect the best from my retainers. I'm proud to see you excel.
Thank you.
Speaking of excellence, maybe you can teach me some of your skills. Cooking, for instance.
It would be my pleasure.
Ivy, do you remember much about my mother?
Of course. She was quite memorable.
Maybe you could tell me a little about her? What do you remember most?
My clearest memory is her smile. My mother hated all of Father's other women. Your mother especially. So she was badly mistreated by all who sought her favor. Yet even through all of that, she never seemed to stop smiling.
Yeah,
By her charm and wits, she eventually won even my mother over. She turned her biggest enemy into a friend through sheer determination. It left a powerful impression on me. It made me realize how strong a parent can be for a child.
How strong?
Yes, it seems to me your mother fought those battles to carve out a niche for you.
For me?
Yes. She was the sort of person who shone a light on everyone who knew her. And you were the reason she shined so bright.
This was something I needed to hear. Thank you, Ivy. Hey, Divine One! What do you think of me this time? I went out of my way to be extra super cute. So, are you ready to concede defeat and admit that you're completely charmed?
You certainly are cute, and I'm sure you put in a lot of work for it, but I told you before that cuteness doesn't affect how I treat people. Why are you fixated on this?
Bring it up, but okay. My mother was one of the king's mistresses. She suffered a lot of backstabbing in the court. I never saw her upset, though. She took every insult with a poised and graceful smile. That smile secured her place in court. It even won the king's wife over. That's how I know charm has a power all its own. And I'm gonna use mine the same way.
I understand. But can I ask you something? Do you think maybe your mother had more than just her own survival in mind?
What do you mean?
Maybe she did all of that in part so you could learn to survive the court as well. She must have known she couldn't always be there for you. She'd want you to learn from her. To me, that is real charm. What we do to help the ones we love.
Mother, I never realized.
Ivy, do you think maybe it's time we talked? Whatever you're feeling toward me, I'm prepared to listen. As allies, I'd like there not to be walls between us.
Very well. I am rather more comfortable around you now, so I suppose it's time.
I'm glad to hear that. Can we start with why you seem to have such anger toward me?
I love you.
Huh?
I love you, Divine One. My feelings began long before I met you. Understand, I do not mean romantically. I adore you as a worshipper adores...
You looked so upset when you were staring at me before.
My deity was standing before me in the flesh. I was nervous.
Oh.
Do you understand now?
Yes, thank you for sharing that. I, like you as well, Ivy.
Yes. May I be excused?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. And I'm sorry.
We'll speak again later, Divine One.
How are you, Madeline? Are you adjusting to this world?
I was uneasy at first, but I'll say I am feeling more comfortable on and off the battlefield.
It makes me happy to hear that. Try not to push yourself too hard, all right? I'm concerned because you don't overdo it.
Celestia, now that we're in this new world, I'd appreciate it if you stopped babying me. Really, there's no need to worry. I'm not overdoing anything.
Well, I suppose I don't need to nag too much. There are others here also watching out for you.
Yes, even the people of this world, despite my being new here. I'm grateful for their hospitality. It hardens my determination to work on their behalf and match their kindness.
Look at you being so ceremonious. It reminds me of Mavier.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to...
It's all right. You just caught me off guard. I won't deny that my speech and manners resemble his. He was my mentor, after all. After my parents' death, it was he who took me in and trained me for battle.
I was so surprised when the two of you came to Lethos. I thought you were his daughter.
Brother and sister I could see, but not father and daughter. Oh, dear. What time is it? As much as I'd love to continue reminiscing, I ought to go train. Let's pick this up later, shall we?
Well, she is growing up to become a fine young woman.
One quick strike, and it'll be done with. I just need to get closer.
Madeline, your weapon's drawn. What's the matter? Oh, a ladybug. Cute.
Cute! That creature is trespassing in the Somnial. I have to eliminate it, or it could rain destruction on you and all our allies.
Uh-huh. I take it you're scared of bugs.
I didn't say that. A knight never admits fear, no matter how strong the foe. But fine, yes. I have something of an aversion to insects.
That's okay. Everyone has things that scare them. But how about you put away your weapon? That bug isn't going to hurt you. I promise.
How can you be so sure?
Here, watch. Shoo, shoo.
The beast is on the move!
It's all right. Look, it's flying outside.
You let it escape? What if it goes on a murderous rampage?
I think that's unlikely. Besides, it's best to settle matters without violence when possible.
I can see the sense in that. Thank you for handling the situation.
No problem. I'll say, I'm kind of surprised to see you like this. You're so brave in battle. Who'd have guessed a bug could make you squirm?
Squirm? Knights don't squirm. Please, wipe that grin off your face.
Hello, Lady Anna. Did you ever get a good idea for something to sell?
No. The idea wells run dry.
Oh, are you crying?
No. But I am feeling a little down. You know, I tell everyone I'm not just a kid. Stuff like this reminds me that I am. I'm a kid, and that's all there is to it. It's why I can't think of a single new product for Sweetheart's Day.
I'm sorry, Lady Anna. Though, I think I know how I can help.
Huh?
I have a new pitch for something you can sell. I've been thinking about it for a while, actually. Here it is. Handcrafted necklaces.
Necklaces again? We've been over this.
I know you mentioned that they're a pretty common Sweetheart's Day gift, but handcrafted ones would each have a unique feel to them. That's what you're after, isn't it? I seem to remember glassblowing being a popular handicraft where you're from. Add a string to that and you've got a necklace. Was it that bad of an idea?
No, I like it. This could really sell. Oh, thanks a bunch, Divine One. You really lit a fire under me.
Glad I could help, Lady Anna.
You slept for 1,000 years. And when you woke, you were thrust into battle against the forces of evil. You're the absolute picture of a fairy tale hero.
Am I?
Oh yes. One doesn't meet people as extraordinary as you every day. Yours is not the average person's life. You are fated for exhilaration and excitement. Oh, how I wish it were mine.
I don't know.
What? Why not?
There are many burdens I must bear, and while I don't regret this life, You're absolutely right that my days will never be considered average. Sometimes, average seems like it might not be so bad.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that. I was just so swept up in my own desire for a fairy tale life, I didn't stop to consider how someone already living one might feel.
You don't have to apologize, Chloe. I know you didn't mean anything by it.
I still feel a little guilty, though. Oh, I know! I'll bring you a special delicious treat as an apology. There's this rare pickled deep-sea fish I've been into. It's sour enough to... love it!
No need. Really. I'm getting queasy enough just picturing it.
That's amazing. Wolf jousting sounds like a thrilling sport to witness.
That it is, but the fights out in the crowd? That's where you'll find the real action. There are plenty of ways to amuse oneself in Somme, but nothing is quite like the Wolf Arena.
So many stories. What a fascinating life you've led, Seadoll. Your descriptions are so vivid. I feel as if I've witnessed it all with my own eyes. The caravan lifestyle sounds like so much fun. Coming and going as you please, following your own whims and curiosities all over the world. No restrictions, no cares. And if you ever grow bored, you can just set off on another journey. I wish I could have that life.
Yes, well...
There's one story you haven't told yet. When did you first join the caravan? I bet you were born into it. Am I close?
No. I was born in a town by the sea. It was beautiful. I was so young when my father died, I have no memories of him. My mother raised me. She was a fortune teller, but an ill-fated one. She got sick and died when I was young. One thing led to another. Before long, I was living on the streets.
On the streets? But why?
I was a child without a family. Where else would I live?
Oh.
But one day, a caravan was passing by. The travelers called to me, invited me to join them, and I did. I traveled with them from that day on. Speaking was difficult for me then. Words were hard. So my teacher taught me to dance. I learned that I didn't need words to communicate. That saved me.
I see.
My apologies. That story is not so amusing as the others.
Please, I'm the one who should apologize. I didn't think before broaching the subject.
No, I've darkened the mood. I'm sorry. I think this is a good place to stop for now. Another time, Prince Alchrist.
It was the middle of the day when we left.
I never would have expected that a simple shopping trip could become such an ordeal.
First we found that lost child, then it turned out they were looking for their cat, and then we managed to get lost in the woods when we went searching for the cat.
I'm sorry. I had no idea those woods were so deep.
It didn't help that the cat was hiding on the other side of the forest. Not that I can blame it. Running and hiding is a great survival tactic.
At least everyone was reunited after all that. It's nice to have a happy ending. Thank you for coming with me. I know it went a lot later than we expected.
No need to thank me. Though we could have just run away from the whole mess. It's not like I could have abandoned you all on your own.
Did you say something?
Huh? Nothing. Anyway, you should probably hurry off to bed. I'm sure all your worried friends will give you quite the lecture in the morning.
Perhaps I should prepare myself for it before going to sleep then. Good night, Gregory. I promise to make this up to you another day.
That would be fun, but I don't want you to worry yourself over it. Sleep well. Spending all your energy helping others. Just like the late Divine Dragon from my world. I suppose I didn't need to be on my guard around you after all. 3 more trips should suffice.
Hauling crates, are we? Allow me to help.
The sentiment is appreciated, Lord Rafal, but that is entirely
adequate strength for this.
Why do you seem so eager to be of assistance to me? Perplexing. Perhaps if you explained the reasoning behind them, I would be more inclined to accept. This appears to be difficult for you. I will not force the issue. When you feel inclined to explain, I will be ready to listen. For now, I will return to my work.
I should have expected he would notice. I must decide how much to tell him. It is not an easy decision, but I ought to be certain how I feel before I speak with him again.
Divine One, I am pleased to see that you are taking your rest where you can find it.
I had some spare time, so I thought I'd follow your advice and take it easy for a change. I only wish I had the luxury all the time.
To be so at peace that you could fall asleep at any moment. That is happiness. Many fail to appreciate it while they have it. And you work tirelessly to achieve it for others. That is why you have my respect.
Respect? Okay, where is Nell, and what have you done with her?
Do not be so taken aback. It is true, and it ought not to be such a surprise. Perhaps I have hidden it better than I thought.
Maybe a little bit.
I believe I have an answer to the question you asked me previously. In truth, I have known the answer for some time. I was merely unable to find the words.
Don't worry. I understand. Now that you have an answer, though, I'd like to hear it. Do you actually think of me as the same divine dragon you knew before?
I do not. You may have the same name and similar eyes, but you are distinct and unique. When I stand beside you, in or out of battle, I see only this. Here and now, it is you I wish to protect. And it will be your enemies I destroy.
I'm relieved to hear you say that. Thank you. That devotion goes both ways, you know. I want to protect you, too. I don't want to lose you again.
Those words are complicated for me to hear, Divine One. Nevertheless, consider them to be engraved upon my heart. Let us fight to hold on to what has become so dear to the both of us.